Hi, I'm Paul Wallace with Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, and we're here today with Scott Chasky from Quail Hill Farm out at the southernmost tip of Long Island. Hi Scott, how are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for being here.
And sharing some of your bountiful harvest. Boy, some of this garlic is incredible.
It's beautiful garlic. We grow lots of garlic, and this particular one is a German white. And we love this variety because of the size of those cloves.
Wow.
Really delicious. It has a lot. It's a hard neck.
Right.
Has lots of flavor. And one thing hard necks give you is the scape. Not many people know about scapes, but of course when we have 30,000 scapes, we wonder what do we do with 30,000 scapes.
Right.
And here's what we do. We've got some Quail Hill garlic scape pesto.
Interesting.
And it's delicious. And you can freeze it, and you've got it all year.
Wow.
So you've got the fresh garlic, and then you've got pesto made out of it as well.
So Scott, tell us, what is a scape?
So there are two major types of garlic, and one is a soft neck and one is a hard neck. And the hard neck garlics, which we like because they have plenty of flavor,
right,
they grow well in the Northeast, puts up a non-flowering flower stalk, is the best way to describe it, a scape. And it's called green garlic, or it's like a scallion.
Okay.
And you cut that,
right,
and that will make the bulb grow larger.
Okay.
And at the same time, you've got a bonus, because you've got something like a green garlic scallion to eat, and you can turn it into Quail Hill, well, turn it into your own pesto if you want, garlic scape pesto.
Good, good, good. So the scape, how far up from the bulb should you cut the scape?
You snap it right at the point where it leaves the leaves. So you want to take the whole thing, and you may have to cut off part of it for eating purposes, but you can pretty much, at whatever stage it's at, you can eat the whole thing.
So Scott, in this part of the country, when do you plant your garlic? Can you give us some growing tips for your garlic and harvesting as well?
Right, so you plant it 6 weeks before the hard frost.
Okay.
So for us, that's around Halloween. It could be the beginning of October in another place further north, or it could even be a little bit later. And you mulch it.
Right.
It does well if it's well mulched, and then that takes care of the weeds in the spring. It likes a lot of fertility, so a lot of compost before you plant it, and well mulched. And we give it a little bit of organic fertilizer in the spring to give it a little boost then.
Right.
And it seems to like some gypsum. For extra calcium, maybe we do a little bit of that in the spring, and then we let it go.
How close do you plant? So you take each clove and you plant the clove in the ground.
Each clove becomes a bulb,
okay,
and we plant in rows that are 12 inches apart and 3 inches apart in the row.
Got it.
And be fairly close.
It's fairly close.
Yeah.
And apart from your mulch, what other care do you need to give it over the winter months?
Well, you just let it go over the winter. You mulch it well and let it go over the winter, and it's fine. It'll grow all winter long on warmish days if you have a mild winter. And in the spring, the wonderful thing about garlic is it's the first thing up. It takes off, and you say, oh, the garden is starting.
Right, that's great. And then you harvest this sometime around?
First week in July. So it's
July.
in the ground for about 9 months.
Wow.
You get to really know this crop. You get to build up quite a relationship with it.
Right,
and
right.
It's important to harvest it at the right time, because if you don't, it will split at the top, and then you may have fungal problems.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you harvest it at the right time.
Got it. So Scott, with these huge cloves, I mean, in a head of garlic you probably have 5 or 6 cloves. What is your favorite way to prepare this garlic?
Well, the first thing to say is that you put it in everything. So
right,
you use it every day.
Right.
And my favorite way is not to overcook it. So a little bit of olive oil, maybe heat up the olive oil, drop the garlic in, and that's it. Turn off the heat. So it just sizzles a little bit, and then you can put it on whatever you want.
Right.
Or if you're cooking it with another vegetable, don't put it in at the beginning like you're sauteing onions,
right,
but put it in at the very end, right before you're going to eat it.
Right. I can just taste that now.